Hi everybody, welcome to the Twisted Rib tutorial. Now this is being done on my phone as I am in Prince Edward Island. So I brought my unique setup I had shown you before to do my tutorial because I wanted to get this tutorial out to you guys. If you remember me showing you the mitt, let me try to kind of pull this in a little bit. There we go. This is a white tray because the desktop's black, so it's hard to see. So this is what it looks like. This is the part that I'm going to show you how to do, is the twisted rib. It's a 4-row repeat. It's really easy. I had started on it, so I'm getting ready to start the repeat. My stitch marker here demarcates or marks your beginning of round, and it's very simple. I'll zoom in a little bit. Bear with me. Okay. So the first row is real simple. You purl 2, knit 2, all the way around. So just do your purl 2, and then knit 2. These are on 9-inch circulars. And you do this all the way around till you get to the end. Mine I cast it on, I think it has to be an even number. I cast it on 48 stitches for these fingerless mitts. And then we knit 2, and that's all it is knit 2, purl 2, row 1 and 2. Knit 2, starts with purl 2, then knit 2. Purl 2, then knit 2. So I'm going to pause it here, and I'll meet you at the end of this first round. Just remember, purl 2, knit 2. Okay, I'll see you back at the beginning. Okay, I'm coming up to the end of my first round. So the first round is purl 2, knit 2. Now if you're doing this, working this flat, it'd probably be a little bit easier, but like I said, I'm doing these mitts, so I thought why not do a tutorial on how to do twisted rib. I love the way it looks. I think it would make, really, it could make a great blanket, a jumper, scarf. Okay, my last two are 2 knits. And round 1 finished, I slide my marker, and you begin again. You do another round of purl 2, knit 2. So there's my 2 purls, and just a refresher, to do a knit stitch, you go from front to back, yarn over, slide your stitch off, front to back, yarn over, slide your stitch off. Now to purl, remember to bring your yarn to the front. You go from back to front, yarn over, and then slide it back to front, yarn over, and slide it. And you just keep doing that all the way around till you get back to, in this case, beginning of round stitch marker. And I will see you when I'm on to my last few stitches. Okay, I'm coming to the end here of this round of row 2. Like I told you, this is a really easy 4-row repeat. There's only one row where you're not doing your purl 2, knit 2, and that's the one where you're twisting your rib. Okay, we've completed round 2. I'm just marking this off on my paper as we do it. Now, row 3 is, we start with purl 2, now This is where it gets a little tricky. You're going to knit 2 together, but don't slide them off. And then here, we're going to knit 2 together. It's tight on these little needles. Knit 2 together. Now, see what I did? I've got to take my yarn to the back for my knit stitch. I almost messed up. So, knit 2 together, but you don't pull it off. Just pull your yarn through, and you're going to go back into this first stitch. This first stitch right here. You kind of got to pull. What I do is I take my thumbnail and I pull back and push that stitch up so I can see it. And then you're going to go, oops, you're going to go back into that first stitch like that and knit it. Okay? And now you've got 2 stitches back on your needle, and then you drop them 2 stitches off. So that is your knit 2 together, knit back into the first loop, then slide them off. Try that again. You're going to purl 2, yarn to the back, knit the next 2 stitches together. They're knit stitches, because normally on the other 2 rows we just knit each one individually. But for the where it twists the rib is where you knit 2 together. So I'm going to knit them together. But I'm going to leave them on my hook, my needle. I'm not going to take them off. Then I'm going to go back into that first stitch and I'm going to knit it. This is a tight fit on these particular needles. And there it is right there. See how it looks? And then you just slide those 2 off. Bring your yarn back to the front. Purl your next 2 stitches. Yarn to the back. Knit the next 2 stitches together. I can get it in there. Like I said, it's real snug working with these 9-inch circulars. So sometimes if it's too tight, I slide it up a little bit, but hold on to my stitches so I don't lose them. Okay, I got it through. I had to stop there for a second because I pulled my stitch off. Then I'm gonna knit them together. Sometimes you have to hold your stitches there so they don't slide off. And then I'm gonna go back in and knit in that first stitch. Right there. Like I said, if anybody has trouble with this, then I'll have to do another tutorial just doing it flat. But I thought since I was already doing the pattern, I would do a tutorial. So I'm back in that first stitch. I'm going to knit it. Then I'm going to pull them off. Do it one more time, and then I'll let you go ahead and meet me back at the beginning. So we're going to bring it to the front. We're going to purl our 2 stitches. There's 1. There's 2. Try not to make your stitches too tight. As you can see, mine are tough to get into on the 2 together. Yarn to the back, and this is Karen Simply Soft. It splits. So I'm going to knit the next 2 together. Yarn over. Pull through both stitches there. That's what it looks like. Then we're going to go back into that first stitch. Make sure you don't lose your other stitch. Front to back on that one. Yarn over. And pull your yarn through your stitch, complete your stitch, and then slide those 2 off. So continue doing that all the way around. Purl 2, then make sure you get yarn to the back, knit 2 together, do not slide it off, and then knit back into that first stitch, then slide both stitches off. And I'll see you when I get back to the beginning. Okay, I'm down to the last few stitches, so yarn to the front. I'm going to purl those 2, yarn to the back. My last 2 stitches are a knit 2 together, yarn over, pull through, but do not pull the stitch off, then go back into that first stitch and knit it. There's my stitch. Slide it off. And I'll move my stitch marker. And this is the 4th row of the repeat. Yarn to front, and it's just your purl 2, knit 2. So of the 4-row repeat, there's only one row that isn't this stitch pattern. You know, the purl 2, knit 2, which is a standard rib pattern. The 3rd row, where you knit 2 together and then hold that on the needle, don't slide it off, and then go back into the first stitch, knit that stitch, then slide the stitches off. That's where your twist comes in. So we'll do this. Purl 2, and I will meet you at the end of the round. Okay, we're coming up on the end here. And knit 2, purl 2, and knit 2. You always end on knit 2. Or knit stitch, could be knit 2 together. Slide my marker, and I'm back beginning. So that is the 4-row repeat. You see how it twists itself? So I'm going to stop the video here for a minute because I'm just doing that to lock so I don't lose my stitch. I am going to cast on and do this flat for you so you can see a little bit easier maybe. But that was twisted rib in the round. Next I'm going to do twisted rib flat. Be right back. Okay, gotta work with what I got up here, PEI, because I'm not in my craft room to get it. So I had a pair of my DPNs from my knitting sack, my zings. So I cast on 20 stitches. And we're gonna start. This is doing it in the flat. So you start with your purl 2, then knit 2. Then purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, I grabbed some yarn from the top that I was knitting to use and it splits. Sorry about the noise. VPNs. Knit 2, purl 2, knit 2. Now here, this next row is where it's going to change from in the round. So you turn your work, zoom this out a little bit, or zoom it in. Oh, there we go. So you turn your work, okay? You knit what you see. So this is starting with 2 purl stitches. So again, make sure I'm on the right end. I'm going to purl 2. Row 1 was purl 2, knit 2. This one's also purl 2. Now we're going to twist our rib. Yarn to the back, knit 2 together, don't slide it off. You see how much easier it is with the not having to do it in the round. And then go back into that first stitch right here, knit it, and then slide those 2 stitches off. Then you go purl 2, yarn to the back, knit the next 2 together, don't pull off, go back into the first stitch right here, knit it, then slide it off. Now I'm just pretending I did my first 2 rounds of purl 2, knit 2. But that's how that stitch looks. I'll show you that again. Purl 2. I'm going to show you the stitch one more time. You knit 2 together. Splitting on me. This is that Bamboo Joy. Knit the 2 together, don't slide it off, then knit into that first stitch, then you slide those off. So the 4-row repeat for twisted rib, whether it's in the round or it's flat, is purl 2, knit 2, all the way around or across all your stitches. In the case of flat knitting, turn your work, knit what you see. So second row, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2. Turn your work, same thing. You're never going to purl your 2 stitches together. You're always going to knit the 2 knit stitches together. Don't slide it off, knit back into that first stitch, then slide both stitches off. So I hope you try this stitch. I think it's pretty. It looks like a faux, almost like a faux cable, and it gives you a new tool for your knitting toolkit, stitch kit, whatever. So until next video or tutorial, hugs, smiles, and happiness. Pass it on. Make the world a better place. You're saying bye for now from Prince Edward Island, and I will see you in the next video.